maybe I'm pushing like this, or maybe I'm going to grab and I haven't grabbed yet. So it's kind of two ways to think about that. But then there's also, I'm grabbing, right? And my thumb is sort of up. So think about my palm is facing, or I'm more susceptible to my wrist folding inward like this. A lot of times you're gonna see this technique, and I'll refer to it today, when it bends like this, right? As a wrist fold, okay? And this is gonna be just our standard sort of wrist lock, right? With the palm open, okay? So let's go over these. If he's just pushing here, right? First thing I wanna do is cover, okay? When I cover, I'm bracing here, and a lot of times, the stress test on this is to be able to follow him back, because a lot of times when you grab somebody and they push you right here and you start finding base, he'll retract his arm, right? That's when I want to start bringing up his arm. So I had here, I start stepping in and bringing it up, and I'm going to hide my temple right there on his shoulder. I'm going to go 2-on-1 on his elbow right there. Now, look, it's not all pulling. It's not all pushing with my chest, and it's not all me leaning into it. It's all three of those things, okay? So when I cover here and I follow him in, and I go to this 2-on-1 on the elbow, I'm raising his elbow up slightly to get in line. I'm protecting my face by hiding my temple. I'm pressing forward so with my chest and my weight here, okay? Doesn't feel that good, does it? I mean, it feels terrible. Good job for, the technique though. So when somebody might just be doing something like that. Like he goes to push, maybe, just push again, right? And I saw the last time you pushed, that hand tried to go back after you pushed, you try to push again. And then we talk about, like, I gotta worry about that hand. So when you try and retract, I'm gonna go here, right? Boom. Right? I'm in my 4-point base here, right? My head is against his shoulder, leaning your weight forward, pulling his elbow up, and pulling his hand into my chest. Okay, so it's not just pulling inward, I'm raising that arm as well, okay? So, and guys, just look, have you seen this technique before?
The wrist lock? No.
This exact one, no, exactly. I've got to receive instruction on this from Henry Akins, actually, fortunately. He showed both of these. And Colby and I had gone to a seminar there, another one of the blue belts here. And he happened to show these. And they are a historical part of like the Gracie self-defense techniques, right? And you see them all throughout history since the beginning. They're doing these wrist locks, right? And then also, normal everyday stuff, like untrained people are gonna do stupid things like grab you by the shirt collar and push you, right? Because like what else they know how to do? They probably haven't boxed or done jiu-jitsu, or maybe a little bit, or wrestling. We talk about this all the time. But it's just then they know nothing. They're just, I see bread and their bodies hit the floor. I like to think about it that way too, right? And I'm like, yes, okay, I'll still respect that person because they can still cause harm to me. So you can't take it lightly, right? But when I'm here, I'm just gonna start here. I'm not gonna be rapidly pushing you. That's a stress test, right? So when I'm here, just slightly lean forward into it. Yes. Okay, now cover it. Reach across and cover it. Good, okay? Now, once you're here, just right now, like think about how you could better your connection. Yes, both hands. Both your shoulder and your hand. So it's 2, right? So I feel that, right? I felt your weight, and then you made it stronger by pushing in there and by pulling the shoulder forward. Now, both hands behind the elbow, right? And then step in. You can stay here for a second, right? Step in, boom, and then see, nice. You got that raised elbow alignment. Okay, now go to here, and you can look, see, pinch that elbow on the outside, but okay, now, a good base. Good. Now, okay. Yes. Look. Yeah. Oh, and it got worse when you did that. Look at it. You got kind of like this round spine idea. I can't rip your ear off or anything. That made it tighter. Okay. Let me feel a little more shoulder here. Forward. Oh, yes. Okay. Now, raise that elbow back up. That's it. See, it's like you're starting to feel like all the mechanics are here, here, and here. And it's all three at once. So you do 1 and 2, and then you're like, oh, that third one. I raised that elbow back up because I made adjustments. And then that's why we start, if you haven't seen this before, we start with the base here. Right? Oh, told me where we're going. I got that elbow raised here. Right? Leaning forward. Boom. Okay. Cover. Connect. Frame. Yes. See, I can't get that back now. Step in.
And this elbow's down to start with?
This is good. You're good for right now, right? Boom. Nice. Now see how it's kind of up, now come under. Nice. Lean it. Oh, that just amplifies my fingers getting bent backwards. And push the shoulder forward. Yes. See, you're like, oh, I want to pull this in and almost push your shoulder back a little bit, but you got to meet in the middle, right? Again. Good. That's tight. Nice. Raise the elbow. Ah. Yes. See, it's like you had everything. The elbow is down. It's like barely anything, and now my elbow came down here. Exactly like you. I'm shaking my wrist after, like, man, it's terrible. All right. Cool. Now, the other one is the wrist fold. Okay. That again is if I can't get you here, I want to get you here. Okay, so that's this shape. We saw that on one of our standing arm locks recently. After we did the arm lock, we talked about how we could go here. In Japanese martial arts, that's all commonly referred to as kotegaeshi. In the context I just did it, Aikido calls that shiinagi. Here. Right? So, and there's variations of those throws, but like there's just some terms that you'll see. You don't have to know those. Wrist fold, wrist lock is the only term we're going to really call this, right? I just kind of add that for context. Maybe you want to do a little research, okay? But we also here at our gym we'll call this the number 2 wrist lock, and we call this one where the palm is faced the other way the number 1 wrist lock. But they're either the wrist is either this way when I'm doing the technique, which is what we're about to do. Or like what we just did, it's this way. And there's variations of things you can do when it's palm facing open like that, okay? Here, he's grabbing and kind of pulling in a little bit. Yes. See, I'm already getting it, okay? So I've collapsed his wrist a little bit and I'm gonna come here, right? And sort of the same idea when I go to step in, right? I'm hiding my temple here and I'm pulling in, okay? So same thing, collapse, and again, I'm kind of collapsing for you if you think about it. Like here, this would be better with the other, right? Like there, like if you covered up right there, I'm gonna be stuck there, right? So that's gonna be the first technique we did. However, but like look at this. This is the sort of bully collar grab, right? So see how that's gonna be it's not gonna be easy. I'm like all flexed up and everything, but that'll be easier to collapse because of the type of grip I have. But right here. Boom. Boom. Yes. See, now grab behind. Good. I'm in here. And step in. Ah, yeah. Well, we're done here. Okay? Totally. Very nice. So go ahead and grab. So like, look, when you turn that in, I'm here. Boom. And then bump. And it comes on quick. You can't let go. And that's part of this, guys. And again, that's sort of still the beginner conversation is that we use the term stress test a lot. Is people are going to try and let go and pull their arm back when you trap it like that. But if you have connection and the ability to follow, we do tons of drills in here and in all of our classes where we are following the opponent, the attacker, our partner in class. Okay? So let's see that wrist fold from you. Here, I'm folding this up. Yes. Right? Now go 2-on-1 with this though, right? Once you get it broke over and everything, and you get, everything, that was the appropriate moment to do that, right? So then step in and, nice. You see you're doing that to me? That'll result in a throw. You could add the leg technique into it. We saw this very similar with Osoto and some classes back. Same sort of idea on what we're doing with the hand. And guys, another thing, we're gonna see this in a couple of classes, this shape of lock here, Udigarami in Japanese, Americana, that's what it's commonly referred to as, okay? So this is sort of the wrist lock shape that we're doing a lot of times when we're doing that folding wrist lock. His shoulder will be in an Americana shape, okay? Now, the last one, go ahead and palm open here. This one, it kind of turns into a Kimura shape, right? So it's talking Kimura here, Americana here. So when you do this wrist fold, because I'm here, like, look, I'm already put my arm in Kimura shape for you, right? There, you collapse it, there, connect, step in, yeah. And see, look, you had me here. I just like broke over, and what I'm saying is you broke my balance. You had Kazushi through getting connection and maintaining your base.